Hey, what's going on guys, and welcome back to another Fallout 4 modding video. Today it is time again to check out some different Fallout 4 mods made by a handful of different authors to show you what's been going on over on the Nexus. Now, to be kind of clear here, I'm not going to be showing off many of my mods in these videos. Those will get their own breakdowns individually, as I've been doing with all of my gun releases. This is mostly to showcase other authors and see what they're up to. That being said, the first mod we're checking out this week is actually something by me because it is something I want to let you guys know about, but it's not something that's going to get its own video, and that is going to be the Security Armor, a modular overarmor set by myself. That's right, I made an armor mod, not a weapon, an actual armor set. I've done this kind of in the past with the Ballistic Vest mod, or Ballistic Mask mod, rather. But this time it's actually a full armor set, and it's not an outfit, to be clear, this is an armor set. So think about the leather armor or the combat armor in the vanilla game. This comes with a chest piece, arm pieces, leg pieces, and even a new helmet. And you can wear these over other armors, or rather, under armors. You wear them over the under armor. You can throw this onto a flannel or any modded outfit that supports it, and it just works. You can combine this with other pieces. If you wanted, say, combat shoulders and the chest piece from this set, you could do that. It is going to be fully modular. It doesn't have upgrades the way that the vanilla ones do, so it's not going to have a light, medium, or heavy version, but it does have linings, so you can throw on things like deep-pocketed, strengthened, or whatever other linings are in the vanilla game. Now, this is my first time really getting into armor. This is sort of a half and half of custom assets and NIF bash stuff. So the vest and some pieces on that are from vanilla assets with some help from default, and the helmet is going to be basically an entirely vanilla asset that I retextured, and then the arms and legs are completely custom, just kind of a way to figure out how the bones work for skeletons and stuff like that. Just a nice little experiment to see what I could do different than the normal guns I produce. But don't expect this to be something that's going to be happening all the time. This was more of an experiment, and I may or may not do more armors in the future. I haven't really decided yet. Don't have too much planned there. But at the very least for now, you do have this one. The Security Armor is intended to be sort of a generic set that could be used in place of police armor, riot armor, prison riot armor, stuff like that. Or even sort of like the Sierra Madre Security Armor. The cool thing is I left no markings on it, so however you want to use it, you can use it as such. You could even retexture it. I've already seen a couple people throw police logos on this thing. However you want to use it, you can use it, and you can put it over any uniform you want. There's actually a police outfit mod on the Nexus that has a SWAT outfit that works pretty well with this. You can throw this right on top, and it looks like it fits pretty well, in my opinion. Now, much like my weapon mods, I wanted to make sure this fit in the vanilla game, so it is added to the leveled list, and it will spawn pretty much anywhere you would run into leather, combat, or metal armor on the random loot pools, and of course it is also sold by vendors. All of this should start happening somewhere around level 8. But yeah, I think that covers basically everything for this mod. It's very, very simple. Just a small little armor set, something to add to the variety in the base game, so hopefully when you run into randomized enemies that have a bunch of mismatched armor, you may start seeing some of this on there as well. That's definitely the kind of armor I'm into. I really like the modular stuff, and I just felt like we didn't have enough of it over on the Nexus. It's usually full outfits, so I hope this fills a nice little void that maybe we don't have too many mods for. Now, the next mod we're checking out today is known as the Handmade Assault Optics by DreadedJake, and technically I kind of had my hands in this mod as well, as I did make most of the assets for it. This is going to add 3 new scopes to the Handmade Assault Rifle, and there's even patches to add it to some of my other handmade guns like the Saiga mod. I already made a mod like this myself for our little Raider SMG, but this mod adds the same optics to a bunch of other weapons. Now, the story behind this mod is I made some optics based on the OKP7, as well as a couple of other real-life optics that I wanted to put onto the AK weapon platform, but I just kind of got too busy with my own mods and didn't feel like, well, I just didn't feel like doing it. I didn't feel like making this. So DreadedJake took the assets and went ahead and made a patch. And he did more than just taking the assets that I made. He actually made his own assets as well, using some vanilla NIFs to make really, really cool mounting systems for these weapons. This thing is super customizable. You can use it on left-handed or right-handed versions of the gun with different patches, as well as a handful of different mesh tweaks. You can use it on a couple of modded guns that he's already patched as well. And all of these even have their own custom optics. It's a really, really cool mod. If you remember my West Tech optics mod from a while back, or even the M&A optics mod that DreadedJake made using my optics as well, this is going to be similar to that, but instead of altering every single gun in the game, it's only going to alter these sort of AK style weapons, as that is what these optics are typically used on. Again, we've got the OKP7, which you may recognize as the funny little floaty sight with the funky reticle. There's also a new hollow sight, and there's also a brand new short scope that's sort of modeled after the PKS sights. But it has a little bit of a stylistic difference. It's a bit thicker. A lot nicer, in my opinion, than the vanilla ones that came on the Nuka World AK. There really isn't too much to talk about there. These are integrated very nicely into the game. If it's anything like the M&A optics pack, that means that they also spawn in the world on these weapons. So whenever you find them, you may find these optics already on them, which is really, really cool. And then, of course, you can craft them always over at the weapons workbench if you don't find any out in the world. Awesome stuff by DreadedJake. He goes above and beyond when it comes to implementation. It's not just a slap the mesh on thing. He actually puts a lot of effort in, especially with the M&A optics pack. If you haven't checked that out yourself, that thing is really, really cool. Lots of effort went into that, and he did an excellent job, just like he did here. So if you want to grab this one, just like the other mod, it'll be linked down in the description below. Now then, on to the bread and butter of this channel, let's talk about some guns. We've got a brand new mod known as the Gatling Gun by Spadey. This mod's going to add a heavy Gatling gun, a brand new heavy weapon into the game, a heavy ballistic weapon, which you don't see too many of, and this thing is going to be a bit of a monster. It shoots 45-70 in full auto, which is honestly just kind of a menace. It's a bit strong. This thing has crazy late game ammo, crazy late game damage, though it is a lot slower than the standard minigun. There's also a handful of different attachments that change the way this weapon functions and looks, including a set of wheels. Those don't really do anything, but they look pretty interesting. The cool thing about this weapon is it's very unique to any heavy weapons I've ever seen on the Nexus, as it's a retro-styled heavy weapon. It's a Gatling gun. It's got a lot of cool aesthetics like octagonal barrels, as well as twisted octagonal barrels, which are pretty rare on weapons. You also have a lot of brass and copper. This thing looks really cool. You could lean into sort of a Western look. You can lean into sort of steampunky. It's pretty neat. Now, since this thing is a pretty heavy late game weapon, it is actually added to the level list, but you're not going to get it for a while. It starts spawning at level 30 on Minutemen, and it'll start spawning at level 35 on vendors, which makes it pretty dang rare, because since it only spawns on Minutemen, you don't really encounter Minutemen just wandering around the Commonwealth. You're going to have to go out of your way to get that. The only real way that you encounter Minutemen is by doing the Minutemen questline, and the only way to get the gun from them is to kill them. So, you're going to have to make some choices and see if you can get your hands on this thing. But you can always purchase it from vendors as well. That's probably going to be the easier route, but you're not going to be able to do that again until level 35. That's going to be 15 levels after the lever gun spawns in Far Harbor. So you're not going to be able to use all that extra 45 for quite a while, but once you get this thing, it is an absolute wallop. It does a ton of damage, like a ton of damage. Think about 45-70 on the lever action, now put it in full auto. You can only imagine how great this thing is at just absolutely destroying even the heaviest of enemies like Deathclaws. So yeah, if you want to get a brand new heavy weapon with a really, really unique aesthetic, this is a great one to check out. Good work as always, Spadey. This thing is super cool. Now we have yet another Fallout 4 New Vegas release as well. We're going to check out the Fallout 4 New Vegas Mysterious Magnum and 44 Revolver Replacer. This mod does a lot of things. It's going to completely overhaul the vanilla 44 Revolver with a brand new model, brand new textures, and brand new animations. It is a replacer, so it is going to replace the 44, but it's a much, much better 44 with more attachments, more different aesthetic options, and just higher quality overall. Additionally, though, you also get a brand new unique, which is of course going to come in the form of the Mysterious Magnum, and it even has recreated trademark equipping sounds. Whenever you equip it, you do get the nice little musical jangle. Really, really cool stuff. Now, as far as the standard weapon goes, like I said, it just replaces all of the 44s in the game, including all of the unique ones. So it even replaces like Kellogg's Revolver, as well as some of the other uniques in the world. And for the Mysterious Magnum, the new added unique, you actually have to go over to Nuka World, and it is hidden somewhere in the western town. I'm not going to give too much away about that one because it's a nice little surprise. By far, though, the thing that throws this mod over the top is those custom animations, brand new speed loader animations made by Cadaver that are absolutely excellent. This mod is of the utmost quality. Shim spent a miraculous amount of time on this thing. Seriously, it's incredible. So if you want to check out the 44 Magnum from Fallout 4 New Vegas to get a taste of what they're cooking up over there for that big project, this is a great way to get your palate wet. This thing is super, super cool. And it seems in the latter half of this video, we have a lot of Western-themed mods, as we're going to finally top this video off with Tumbajamba's Minutemen Ranger outfits, a brand new mod by Tumbajamba that adds some cool new Minutemen outfits. Now, the Minutemen are not innately Western, but this outfit sure is, as it comes with a sweet-looking Western hat and a duster for a really, really cool outfit. This outfit combines not only function and purpose, but also style. You get a really, really cool new heavy vest that offers some great protection, but you also get some cool new hats and dusters that you can throw on optionally to make this thing look a bit different. So you get to play with this thing a lot, customize it to look however you want it to look, and it has some really, really cool aesthetic options that are pretty lore friendly. As far as Minutemen armors go, I'm pretty picky, but this one actually looks pretty cool, and I have to say, I like the aesthetic that comes with it quite a lot. Now, sadly, I do have one minor complaint about this mod, but it's not really a complaint as much as it is something that I can fix myself, and that is this mod is not added to the leveled lists. If you get this mod, it is actually going to automatically be added to your inventory whenever you load the game after installing. Now, you guys know me, I love integration. When I download a weapon or an armor, I want it to be in the leveled list, spawning on enemies, so that I can actually go and experience it in my game, and this just isn't how that mod works. And quite frankly, that's how none of Tumbajamba's mods work, at least in terms of his recent releases for his individual armors. But maybe one day we'll get a pack that does integrate them, or maybe someday we'll get somebody else to make a mod who will integrate them. But for now, you're gonna have to do it yourself. It's not too hard to throw leveled lists onto stuff. You just gotta download the scripts by Dank Raft, but it is pretty dang easy. Throw that boy into CK, load this guy up with it, and then you can just add it to whatever leveled list you want. It'd be pretty easy just to add this to the Minutemen yourself, and you can even have it spawn alongside other Minutemen armor mods. But all of that aside, this is an excellent armor, lots of care went into this thing. You would never believe that it is Nif Bash. There are a lot of vanilla assets in here, but honestly, everything looks completely custom because Tumbajamba is really, really good at what he does. So if you want a great new Minutemen armor, this is one that I think fits very, very well. There's a lot of ways to do the Minutemen nowadays because there are a lot of different mods that have different aesthetics, but this one is really, really cool. It may only be one outfit, but I know that Tumbajamba is cooking up new outfits all the time, so that you may get some new Minutemen armors to throw on with this thing and be able to add them all into one nice little pack. But yeah, with that, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap things up. Lots of cool mods to check out this week. If you want to grab them, they will all be linked down in the description below. And of course, some of these are probably already over on Xbox as well. With that, as always, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, consider dropping it a like. And if you'd like to support my work directly, whether it's here on YouTube or the stuff I make for mods over on the Nexus, you can do so using the link down in the description below to support me over on Patreon. By no means is it necessary. Of course, it is completely optional just if you'd like to donate, but the option is there if you'd like it. Alrighty, with that, I hope you guys enjoyed. Have fun with your mods, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace!